Now, eczema is one of the most common skin complaints affecting 1 in 12 adults, and many of them say it's had a negative impact on their career, relationship and mental health.
This is according to a new study conducted by the National Eczema Society. Kymmene Dawson is 35 years old and has suffered with the condition since birth.
Most people, when they get up in the morning, before they start getting ready and get on with their day, they make their bed. Most days I change all the bedding. Having a shower in the morning can be quite an unpleasant experience, sometimes quite painful as well, depending on the state of your skin. So it's really important to have enough time to use the medicated products properly in the shower and give them the time to work that they need. This is just a small selection of some of the emollients or moisturisers and creams that I use on a day-to-day basis. As an eczema sufferer, the single most important and basic thing that you can do to help care for your skin is to keep it moisturised and hydrated. So changing the bed, having a shower, applying topical steroids, applying moisturiser and letting them all soak in before getting dressed. Probably takes an average about an hour and a half, and that's not kind of me getting ready for a night out, that's just basic everyday life. I like wearing makeup, but as I suffer with eczema on my face, it's just not possible to wear it every day, so I tend to just wear makeup when I'm going out. Luckily I actually work from home, so I don't need to worry too much about what I wear for work. That's really handy because if my skin is really bad and really sore and uncomfortable, I can get away with wearing my pyjamas all day.
The thing is, with Kymmene, one thing is just so brave to kind of be on screen and talk about that, because a condition she's had since birth, but just putting up with people staring and wondering the whole time of what it's like. In fact, we can talk to Kymmene now, who is joining us from Salford Quays, along with Andrew Proctor, the Chief Executive of the National Eczema Society, who's in East London. Kymmene, good morning to you.
Morning.
I would ask you, how difficult was it, or what did you think about when we asked you to do that film for us and kind of say what it's like for you, and kind of not exposing but showing yourself to national television, to viewers?
It's how time-consuming eczema can be, and making a little film for you there, it made me really...
Oh, what a shame. OK, we'll try to get... Kymmene, we're just having a little bit of a problem with the line. We'll try to establish and stabilise that line, and perhaps we can talk to Andrew Proctor.
Yes, morning to you, Andrew. Nice to chat to you this morning. I think one of the things we all learned from Kymmene's film there, A, is how brave she is to come forward with the whole thing, just talking about it so openly, which may be part of the problem. But also we're hearing more about the other problems that it brings with the condition, about how it affects people's lives in all sorts of different ways.
Sure. As a charity, we know just how tough it can be for people living with eczema. We hear it every day on our helpline. And that's why we wanted to do this survey, to really highlight and demonstrate just how tough it can be and how it can affect almost every aspect of your life, from your friendships to your relationships, to your career, to your job prospects, to the way you see yourself, to the way others see yourself. It can be a really fundamentally profound thing that is difficult to deal with.
And I'm thinking, as you were describing that, Andrew, I'm thinking clearly there are the practical elements to it that Kymmene explained very well about what they can do and what you have to do to try and help ease the condition to a degree. But then there's the psychological effects, which maybe in some ways are more damaging.
Yes, I think most people have heard of eczema. Most people have seen someone with red or inflamed skin. But what is not always understood fully or not recognised is that eczema affects how you feel about yourself, your self-esteem, your body image, and how others see and treat you. And in our survey, 9 out of 10 adults who responded said that it had affected their mental health. And 60% of parents said their children had been affected, their mental health had been affected. So it's a huge thing that affects a lot of people. Our survey was over 1,000 people, so this was a very large survey. And it was surprising to us in some ways that just how many people were affected and how significantly they were affected.
It's interesting, isn't it, Andrew? About these times now, we're being asked to wear masks in enclosed spaces, washing our hands, using hand sanitizer, perhaps more than you would have done pre-COVID. How's that impacting on people who have the condition?
Well, as you heard from Kymmene at the start of the clip, there's a lot of time and effort goes into managing your skincare routine to make sure that you're doing what you can to keep your skin fully moisturized and protected. And washing with soap, washing hands with soap. Soap can be an irritant to skin. A lot of people with eczema find it very difficult using soap. Hand sanitizers, naturally, they've got alcohol, most of them, and dry out the skin. So all these can be a real problem in a day-to-day situation. So just walking into, say, a store or restaurant when they say, please use a hand sanitizer on arrival, that can be a real challenge for people if your hands are red and raw from the eczema.
It's a really good subject to bring up and highlight. Andrew Proctor, Chief Executive of the National Eczema Society, thank you. And Kymmene, we couldn't re-establish Kymmene's line, but Kymmene Dawson, eczema sufferer, you saw her explaining her experiences of having eczema and her day-to-day battles with it and how she's coping. So thank you to her too.
Let's see time now, 6:51. If you own a